I live in a place where it rains 8 months of the year, but now I can smell the noon of Provence from this bottle. It is Immortelle Solaire from Les Indémodables. Let me give it a try first. I think it feels like a small sun hovering around the body. It is warm, dry, close to the skin. It is actually also very minimalist. It's very linear to me, with touches of syrup, licorice, and a faint herbal bitterness. I'll use the word golden glow to describe my feeling toward this fragrance. Its golden glow is not really a visual kind of gold, but a very specific olfactory texture. Right from the opening, you get Immortelle's signature profile of honey, maple syrup, dry hay, and licorice root, but they feel as though they've been dried under the sun, turning into a kind of dry sweetness with caramelized edges. And this is also a slight herbal bitterness there, a tobacco-like dryness, and a gentle spiciness rounding underneath. And as it settles on the skin, it slowly radiates a warm, dusty golden sweetness with a faint bitter undertone like honey suspended in the air after all the moisture has evaporated away. What fascinates me most is that you're not simply smelling sunshine, but an entire world that has been exposed to sunlight for a very, very long time, as it is dry, warm, glowing, as if a quiet golden halo has formed around your skin. I purchased this bottle. It's a blind buy because I live in Victoria, Canada, one of the rainiest cities in North America. From October to April, almost every day is gray, damp, and cold and rainy. I like it here, but only on the condition that I keep supplementing my vitamin D. But sometimes my body longs for something else, which is sunlight, not just any sunlight, but the kind that heats the ground, dries out the air, and makes you feel like your whole body is being baked as you walk down the street. So this perfume, this bottle to me is vitamin D in olfactory form. What it evokes is noon on the island of Corsica or somewhere in Provence, limestone bleached white under the sun, the air completely dry. There is a smell slightly herbal, faintly spicy, somewhere between sweet and bitter, drifting from a small yellow flower, and the flower is the core ingredient of this perfume, Immortelle, also known as everlasting flower, helichrysum. Its name comes from two Greek words, helios, the sun, and chrysos, gold. So together they mean golden sun. It grows along the Mediterranean, Corsica, Provence, Sardinia, thriving in the driest, most barren, sun-scorched, rocky landscape, places where other plants struggle, but it flourishes. And it is harvested and dried. Color does not fade, its scent does not dissipate. After all other flowers have withered, it remains. So this is why it is called Immortelle, the flower that does not die. In ancient Egypt, dried Immortelle was placed in tombs because it could endure alongside the dead. In 1815, a Frenchman bought 3 Immortelle plants at a market in Marseille and planted them in his garden. an accidental act that would reshape European morning culture in the 19th century. From 1830s onward, Immortelle spread across France and then the rest of Europe, becoming the quintessential symmetry flower of the era. So you see, its immortality has always been defined within the context of death, a flower that mourns forever, that never fades. The very rich scent profile of Immortelle, hay, tobacco, caramel, coffee with a faint medicinal edge, carries a quality of dryness, dehydration, and a sense of suspended time. It lacks the fresh, water-filled vitality of living flowers. Instead, it smells like what remains after drying, after evaporation, after time has already passed. This olfactory texture aligns with its role in morning culture. It is not a scent of life, it is the scent of what remains after life has gone. And there is a common observation in perfumery, that is, Immortelle is one of the few materials that can evoke a sense of time. It always feels like the lingering warmth of something that has already happened. In perfumery, Immortelle is very difficult to handle. Its scent is extremely complex, and perfumers broadly agree that if used poorly, it becomes oppressive, dark, and suffocating. For a long time, it remained a supporting note, heavily modified or suppressed by other materials. Few dared to place it at the center of a perfume. So what does Immortelle Solaire do with this topic? The brand states, here is a quote, "The Immortelle essential oil and absolute used today can only partially reproduce the plant's olfactory complexity, often resulting in a rough and dry profile. We developed a full-spectrum ultrasonic extraction process, revealing the plant's complete olfactory profile, faithful to what one experiences in the field." End quote. So the sunlight in this perfume is not something added by the perfumer. It is how Immortelle actually smells under the sun. And for the first time, new technology allows that aspect to be fully expressed, according to this brand. So at this point, I want to mention something I find deeply intriguing. For thousands of years, the story of Immortelle has always been like it is picked, removed from sunlight and soil, and then it does not fade, it does not die, it dries without decaying. It is placed in tombs on gravestone, representing memory that endures beyond death. Its immortality represents an eternity detached from the condition of life. But this perfume does something different. It uses this new technology to reinterpret the cultural meaning of Immortelle. It does not seek that sense of eternity. Instead, it tries to capture the exact moment when Immortelle is still alive. Noon, Provence, the limestone is scorching. At that precise temperature, the plant is at its most vivid, most real. Not the Immortelle in the grave as a symbol of immortality, but the Immortelle in the field, in nature, as itself. So not a symbol of mourning, but a moment of life at its most intense. And in a way, this feels like a redefinition of the word immortelle itself. Here, immortality is not about eternity after death, but about preserving, with absolute fidelity, a single fleeting moment, true to the plant itself. And for me, of course, it smells really, really beautiful. And this is not just a beautiful perfume. It is a fragment of climate, a piece of noon, sunlight that I can carry with me in a rainy city like Victoria. The molecules in this perfume are the light emitted by that immortelle plant at noon in Provence. And somehow they have traveled all the way to Victoria and settled onto my skin. And because of that, I feel very, very happy. And that's my thoughts on this Immortelle perfume. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.